Something big is happening in the stock market right now, and most investors are completely missing it. While headlines scream uncertainty, smart money is quietly positioning itself for the next massive move. The question is, are you on the right side of that trade or about to be left behind? Because today, we're not just talking about the market. We're breaking down exactly what to buy, why it matters, and how to position yourself before the next wave hits. If you've been watching the market lately, you've probably felt the confusion. One day stocks are surging, the next day they're pulling back. Inflation fears, interest rates, AI hype, recession talk. It's a lot. But here's the truth. Markets don't move randomly. They move in cycles, driven by liquidity, innovation, and where capital wants to go next. Right now, we're at a critical turning point. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through what's happening beneath the surface, what sectors are heating up, and most importantly, what smart investors are buying today and why. To really understand what to buy in today's market, you have to step back from the noise and look at how capital is actually behaving beneath the surface. Because what most retail investors see, headlines, red days, green days, hype cycles, that's just the surface layer. The real story is always deeper. It's about where money is flowing, why it's flowing there, and what that tells you about the future. Right now, we're in a market that feels uncertain on the outside, but is actually becoming more predictable underneath. That might sound contradictory, but it's not. Uncertainty creates hesitation, and hesitation creates inefficiency, and inefficiency is exactly where opportunity lives. Think about how different this market feels compared to the easy money era. Back then, everything was going up. It didn't matter what you bought. Liquidity was flooding the system, interest rates were near zero, and investors were chasing growth at any cost. But today, the environment has changed. Capital is no longer cheap, and because of that, it has become selective. This is the era of precision investing. Money is no longer spraying across the entire market. It's being directed carefully, strategically, into areas that have one thing in common. They are shaping the future. And if you follow that idea, you start to see a pattern emerge. The first place capital is aggressively concentrating is in artificial intelligence and the infrastructure supporting it. This isn't just another tech cycle. This is foundational. AI is not a product, it's a layer being added to every industry. And when something becomes foundational, the companies enabling it don't just grow, they dominate. That's why names like NVIDIA have seen explosive momentum. It's not random. They are building the backbone of AI computation. Every model, every data center, every breakthrough in machine learning relies on the kind of hardware they produce. And what makes this even more powerful is that demand is outpacing supply. That imbalance creates pricing power, and pricing power drives massive earnings growth. But here's where it gets more interesting. The opportunity isn't just in the obvious leaders, because while companies like Microsoft are already deeply embedded in AI through cloud infrastructure and enterprise integration, there's an entire second layer of companies that are quietly benefiting from this shift without the same level of attention. Take advanced micro devices, for example. They are positioning themselves as a serious competitor in AI chips, and while they may not yet dominate the narrative, they are steadily gaining ground. This is where asymmetric opportunity starts to appear, the gap between perception and reality. And then there's Palantir Technologies, a company that has been building AI-driven data systems for years before the hype even started. What makes Palantir fascinating is not just the technology, but the timing. As governments and corporations rush to make sense of massive datasets, companies like this become essential. This is how smart money thinks. It doesn't just chase what's already obvious. It looks for the next layer of growth beneath it. But AI isn't the only story. While everyone is focused on technology, there's another shift happening. Quiet, almost invisible to the average investor. And that's the return of real assets. In a world where inflation hasn't fully disappeared and geopolitical tensions continue to rise, tangible resources are becoming increasingly valuable again. Energy, commodities, infrastructure, these are not exciting sectors in the traditional sense, but they are powerful. Look at companies like ExxonMobil or Chevron. These aren't explosive growth stocks in the way tech is, but they serve a different purpose. They generate consistent cash flow, they benefit from global instability, and they act as a hedge against inflation. And here's the key insight. Institutional investors are accumulating these positions not for excitement, but for protection. That tells you something important. The smartest players in the market are not betting on a single outcome. They are building portfolios that can perform across multiple scenarios. And that brings us to one of the most misunderstood aspects of today's market, the idea of balance. Because while high-growth sectors like AI offer incredible upside, they also come with volatility. Prices can move fast, both up and down. That's why experienced investors don't go all in on a single theme. They combine growth with stability. This is where broad market exposure comes into play. Funds tracking indices like the S&P 500 allow investors to participate in overall economic growth without needing to pick individual winners. And in a market where leadership can shift quickly, that kind of exposure becomes incredibly valuable. But even within that, there are layers. Because the S&P 500 itself is becoming more concentrated. A handful of large companies are driving a significant portion of the gains. That concentration creates both opportunity and risk. Opportunity, because those leaders can continue to outperform. Risk, because if they slow down, the entire index feels it. So again, it comes back to positioning. Now, let's talk about where things start to get really interesting. The potential explosive opportunities. These are not guaranteed winners. That's important to understand. But they are companies or sectors where the upside is significant because the market hasn't fully priced in the future yet. One area to watch closely is next-generation cloud and cybersecurity. As digital infrastructure expands, so does the need to protect it. Companies operating in this space are not just optional, they're essential. And as threats evolve, spending in this sector tends to increase regardless of economic conditions. Another area is automation and robotics. As labor costs rise and efficiency becomes critical, businesses are turning to automation at an accelerating pace. This isn't a distant future concept, it's happening now. Companies involved in industrial automation, logistics optimization, and AI-driven robotics are positioned to benefit from a multi-year trend. And then there's something that often gets overlooked during tech-driven rallies: financial infrastructure. As markets evolve, the systems that support them evolve too. Payment processors, digital banking platforms, and financial technology companies are quietly transforming how money moves. And while they may not dominate headlines, they are deeply embedded in everyday transactions. This is how you start to build a complete picture. Not by chasing what's trending today, but by understanding what will still matter 5 years from now. Because here's the reality most people don't want to accept. The biggest opportunities in the market rarely feel comfortable at the beginning. They feel uncertain. They feel early. They feel like you might be wrong. But that's exactly why they exist. If everyone already agreed on them, they wouldn't be opportunities. They would be fully priced assets. So when you look at today's market, what you're really looking at is a transition phase. A shift from easy gains to strategic gains. From broad rallies to targeted growth. And that changes how you invest. It means you focus less on reacting to daily movements and more on understanding long-term trends. It means you pay attention to where capital is flowing, not just where it has been. And it means you accept that volatility is not a sign of danger, it's a sign of opportunity. Because every major move in the market begins quietly, before the headlines, before the hype, before everyone else catches on. And the investors who position themselves during that quiet phase, those are the ones who benefit the most when the noise finally arrives. So when you ask, what should I buy today? The real answer isn't a single stock or a single sector, it's a strategy. A strategy built around the future, not the present. A strategy that combines innovation with resilience. A strategy that understands one simple truth. The market doesn't reward those who follow the crowd. It rewards those who see where the crowd is going before it gets there. Right now, markets are reacting to interest rate expectations and earnings reports. Central banks are signaling caution, but not panic. And that's important, because historically, markets tend to move before clarity arrives. By the time the news feels safe, the biggest gains are already gone. And that wraps up today's video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you learned something new or just had a good time, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. It helps the channel more than you know. Also, Let me know in the comments which stocks you are buying right, or what other topic you'd like to see me cover next. Your preferences shape this channel, so spill the beans. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.